All right, folks, just got these in as of recently. Russell Moccasins, a really old brand made in the USA from Wisconsin. And they've been around, I can't even tell you, probably as long as whites, so like 1800s or so. And this is a true moccasin construction, as you can see here. So they're actually made, they're lasted like on the upside down, the other side. And these, they're called the PH. Geez, I actually forget what that stands for. PH. So this is in a interesting color, this reddish color. Don't see this too often. I don't know. I bought these used for $250. This was probably like a $650 to $700. I'd say $550 to $750 boot, which is pretty wild. It's because there's tons of hand stitching that goes into this and hand lasting and all that jazz. Even though this has canvas in it. So it's which kind of reminded me of like a Frank's Riker boot with the canvas, but and it has this pinking here, these fringes at the roll top, which I thought was an interesting touch. It's all eyelets in the hardware, and this sizing was at 8.5E, which is a little big for me. I don't normally get boots that big. I mean, I have Nick's Packers in 8.5E. So this is the Vibram Gum-lite. As you can see, it's a very flat boot. There's like no arch to these at all. Even though this is a lug sole, or sort of a lug sole, it's a super flat boot. You really feel like you're walking on the ground. It may as well be like a barefoot boot. When they say moccasin, they mean moccasin. I mean, this boot, I'm just getting so spoiled with PNW boots that this boot feels like I have no protection. I feel like I'm wearing a Chuck Taylor. It's just very flimsy. There's like no support to it. And I don't know why I even got it. I love PNW boots and nothing could replace that for me. But I just was curious about this brand because of the heritage of it. They've been around for so long. And I've been seeing a lot on them lately. So I thought I would give them a try, and I thought this bright red color was pretty unique. This was listed as green. This canvas, I don't know what that color is. It's kind of like it looks like it's been a black that's seen too much bleach or something. Charcoal-y color. It doesn't look green to me, but I bought these from Japan. This is the only mark in them. It's like, I thought it was a straight up hole. It's more like a dent as he described it. And I guess he's not wrong, but it is a gouge. It's not too pretty, but that's really the only true I mean, you have some fraying in this thread here a little bit, but that's the only real damage in them. Have some creasing, of course, but they're used. They were $250 on a boot that costs much more normally, so I think it's a nice looking boot for sure. Just wish it was more sturdy, a little more rugged. If this is built like even with the strength of a Thorogood, or I mean, the 877 Red Wing strength is probably a lot nicer than this, I would imagine. But really sleek silhouette. I mean, for it actually being a natural, like a legit moccasin toe cap, it's pretty low. It's a pretty low toe, right? Pretty low profile toe there, I thought. There was another one I was looking at that was green, and it said it was chamois leather, green chamois. What is chamois? I just think of that squeegee thing every time I say that word. But that is a tannage that I believe is done by Horween. So these could be Horween, but I don't know, but them being made in Wisconsin, it could be a Seidel leather. I'm not too sure, but it's got a really deep, bright red. Like in the bright sunlight, these things actually really pop. The brightness of these. It's pretty neat color. But yeah, I was kind of underwhelmed by them, all in all. I'm glad I didn't pay full price for a brand new pair because they just don't do it for me. They don't do anything too special for me. I'm too spoiled by arch support. You know what I mean? Like, here's a pair of Berkenstocks I just got, right? And I love these things. These are more supportive. This has a more supportive footbed than this. This cork footbed. I mean, let's see if we can actually show it. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see this valley here, or this little mountain, I'll say. Look how much contour there is going on in the Berkenstock footbed. That's it shaping to your foot. I mean, high arch support is just so imperative, in my opinion, when it comes to quality footwear. So, you know, I'm much rather gonna opt for a beefy boot with serious arch support right in here rather than a flimsy Russell. I mean, I like heritage stuff. I like history. American made stuff in particular I'm all for it, but I don't see me getting any more Russell moccasins. But it was an interesting thing to try out, just to say, you know, I've been there and gave them a go, you know. I've seen a lot of people review these. Rosanville has a few videos on Russell, so yeah, here they are. I probably should have got, I still plan on getting Red Wing 877 mock toes, but I probably should have just got them instead. I mean, the fit, you know, it's just like, it's a little loose, it's a little sloppy. I could use these for colder weather, I guess, and wear thicker socks or double socks, because most of my boots are pretty tightly fit. So this could be good for the times, like if I want to double up. Plain toe, pretty long toe. Size-wise, though, I mean, other than me getting essentially the wrong width, because, I mean, I should have just got a D width, but other than that, lengthwise, I think they're pretty on point. They generally say to get a half down or a full size down, and I'm a 9D Brannock, so 8.5. The length is good. It's just the width is a little more than I need. I mean, double E would have been out of the question. This Japanese guy, he's got tons of these for sale somehow, and he had ones that were 8 double E, and those still would probably have fit me in length, but I couldn't go any wider than this. It would just feel too sloppy. I don't have a lot of space between a lot of lace space between the eyelets when I have to cinch these down all the way, as is, and this is a single E. So double E probably wouldn't work out too well for me. You know, I do have those Thorogoods mock toe, but other than that, I mean, these are very low. There's not a lot of heel height on them. I mean, let me take out like something a little more simple. Here's an Oak Street Bootmaker's boot. Let's see what the heel heights compare to here. So they're about neck and neck for the heel height. I think maybe the Oak Street's just a little taller. So, I mean, it's cool the way they actually have a midsole. There's actually a leather midsole to these in here. But yeah, and then just this Gum-lite Vibram. They weren't too worn down. I mean, the heels, they got a little wear on them, but they're not terrible. I mean, considering the full price of this, I don't think I did too bad. Just to get my feet wet with Russell, to say I tried them or whatever. I mean, they just look a lot better, in my opinion, than they feel on foot. I think looks wise they're great, but actual like on foot experience with them kind of lackluster. So kind of like how the Iron Rangers were for me. You know, they were just a little meh, nothing special. So that's that for me and Russell. Kind of a one and done for this company, but interesting to experience them nonetheless. So, all right, gang, that's another one for the books. I'll see you next time. Bye.